A very good morning, my dear students. Yesterday we had studied that how in two commodities case consumer will strike his equilibrium when MUX upon PX is equals to MUY upon PY, okay, and as is equals to MUM. And how this will be possible? This will be possible when the utility is of commodity X is equals to utility of commodity Y. Okay, the logic that a consumer strikes his equilibrium for a set of two commodities X and Y when MUX upon PX is equals to MUY upon PY can be extended to any number of commodities. The equilibrium equation for n number of commodities would be mu1 upon p1 is equals to mu2 upon p2 is equals to mu3 upon p3 is equals to mu nth upon p nth. That means whatever commodities we are having, not only just two commodities, the formula will work for all the commodities. Thus, Lipsey and Kestrel state each consumer demands each good up to the point at which the marginal utility per pound spent on it is the same as the marginal utility of a per pound spent on each other good. Is it clear? Okay, now simplified tabular illustration. We now present a simplified tabular representation of consumer equilibrium considering good X and good Y. It is based on the assumption that Px is equals to Py is equals to rupees 1. With this assumption, equilibrium equation, that is MUX upon PX is equals to MUY upon PY is equals to MUM, changes as under. MUX is equals to MUY is equals to MUM. Note that MUX now shows marginal utility of commodity X when another unit of X is purchased or when another rupee is spent on X. Likewise, MU shows marginal utility of commodity X of Y when another unit of Y is purchased or when another rupee is spent on Y. Now we will see the table. The units of commodity are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. MUX in utils is given 25, 20, 15, 10 and 0. MUY is given 30, 26, 15, 2 and 0. Now assumption is that Px is equals to Py is equals to rupees 1 per unit. Let us assume that the consumer has 6 rupees to spend across goods X and Y. He will spend first rupee on good Y getting 30 utils, second rupee again on good Y getting 26 utils, and third rupee on good X getting 25 utils, fourth rupee on good X getting 20 utils, fifth on good X or good Y getting 15 utils of utility, and finally 6th rupee on good X or good Y again getting 15 utils of utility. Thus total utility is maximized and no other combination of X and Y will offer higher than 131 utils of utility while he is spending 6 rupees on the purchase of good X and Y. So what is the consumer equilibrium point? As you can see in this graph, the point at which both are striking, that is both the values become equal, that is the consumer equilibrium point. Now in this graph you can see there is one MUX curve and one is MUY curve. This is two commodity case graph. Now what are the various assumptions or what are the facts which we reveal from this? The first point, the consumer consumed 4 units of good X and 6 units of good Y. MUX is equals to MUY. Then equilibrium is struck when MUX is equals to MUY. It occurs at point Q. The point at which the equilibrium is striking is called Q. Summing up the two commodity case, we can state that the consumer strikes his equilibrium when he is in a state of equi-marginal utility. This occurs when the last rupee spent by him yields equal marginal utility whether he spends it on X or Y. This is called law of equimarginal utility. They have also given the law of equimarginal utility, which states that consumer strikes equilibrium when his last rupee spent give him equal marginal utility whether he spends on good X or good Y, and this is known as the point of equilibrium. MUX is equals to MUY. I hope this is clear to you. We have studied two commodity case when a consumer can strike the equilibrium. The formula you have seen, MUX upon Px is equals to MUY upon Py is equals to MUM. So this is the graph for the two commodity case. I hope this much is clear to you all. Okay, so this is the graph, and